Welcome back to Cinematic Cravings. Today we're diving into one of Netflix's most debated projects, The Old Guard 3. In this video, we're not just talking about the future of the series, we're also digging into a huge rumor nobody saw coming. The possibility of Angelina Jolie joining the franchise. If true, this could take the trilogy to a whole new level. Before we start, don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you're the first to get every update from the world of film. First, let's be clear. The Old Guard 3 hasn't been officially greenlit by Netflix yet. But after the success of the second movie, I'm pretty optimistic. The sequel racked up over 37 million views in its first week, topping global charts. Even if the fandom split in two, some didn't like it at all, while others, like me, loved it. Netflix might be keeping quiet for now, but we know they've renewed projects with far lower numbers in the past. Plus, Charlize Theron and the cast have openly said they want to finish the story. That line at the end of The Old Guard 2 still echoes, "I'm gonna get them." It practically sums up where the series could go next. The team has been captured by Discord, and Andy's mission is no longer just a physical fight. This time, the story could reach all the way back to the origins of immortality, and that's exactly where our big rumor and our boldest theories come in. Because this is where things get interesting. Over the last few weeks, forums, Twitter, and even a few film credits databases have been buzzing about Angelina Jolie joining the third movie. There's no official confirmation yet, but the rumor has gained so much traction, it's hard to ignore. And honestly, it feels familiar. Remember when Thurman being in The Old Guard 2 was dismissed at first until Netflix made it official? Maybe we're seeing the same playbook again. If the rumor is true, Jolie's character wouldn't just matter to the film, she could reshape the entire mythology. Because The Old Guard 3 won't just be a rescue operation. To stop Discord's plan, Andy may need to unlock the past, where immortality came from, who started it, and why it's beginning to fade. That could be where Jolie's character enters some theories, say she's tied to the source of immortality itself. Picture this, while Andy and the crew try to free the immortals that Discord captured, Andy secretly follows another path. Those books, symbols, and inscriptions we saw at the end of the second film, maybe they're clues. As Andy digs into the origin of immortality, she discovers a figure we've never heard of, and that figure could be Angelina Jolie's character. Maybe Andy seeks out this ancient immortal to help defeat Discord. Another popular theory says Jolie's character is Discord's sister, or even her twin. Discord is the corrupted power using immortality for control. Jolie's character could be the opposite, a guardian of balance, a protector of the old order. That would elevate the film beyond standard action into mythic conflict. Light versus darkness. Two immortal siblings battling over humanity's fate with Andy caught in the middle. Or here's the wildest twist. What if Jolie's character isn't just immortal? What if she created immortality? In that version, she's the first and near-divine figure who made immortals and then vanished. Andy would seek her out, not just to stop Discord, but to end the cycle for good. In that case, the third film becomes more than a finale. It becomes a story about humanity's reckoning with immortality. That's where Andy's arc hits hardest. In the first film, she was a leader. In the second, she lost her faith. In the third, she's searching for meaning. If she finds a way to truly end immortality, it wouldn't just change her fate, it would change the fate of the entire team. When Andy finally crosses paths with Jolie's character, her biggest battle might be the one inside herself. The question becomes, live forever, or finally find peace? As for Quinn, now mortal after the second film, her role in part 3 is a huge question mark. Manipulated by Discord and then betrayed, she could shift from warrior to voice of conscience. When she reunites with Andy, their bond isn't just history, it's a test of fate. Quinn being mortal means every choice has a cost. Her story could symbolize the value of being human against the lure of immortality. Nile is the heart now. She began as a soldier searching for identity. Now she may hold the key to immortality's future. That's exactly why Discord targets her, because Nile could transfer immortality or erase it. If Discord seizes that power, she could reclaim her own immortality. But an alliance between Andy and Jolie's character might shatter Discord's plan. The intersection of these three women's stories could turn the third film into a legend of heroines. Discord's endgame might be bigger than we think. Not just to be immortal, but to control immortality to decide who lives forever. When Andy, Jolie's character and Nile stand in her way, the story evolves beyond a rescue into a philosophical war over who gets to decide fate. Andy's inner conflict deepens here. She regained her immortality in the second film, but now it feels less like a gift and more like a burden. If Jolie's character really created immortality, Andy might ask her not to fight, but to end it. Ending immortality could be the key to Andy's peace, but it might also mean the end of the team as we know it. All these threads point to a powerful, dramatic finale. Andy and Quinn could face Discord one last time, while Jolie's character tilts the entire balance. Even if Discord loses, the price may be high. Maybe Andy gives up immortality, maybe Quinn makes one last sacrifice. But one thing seems clear. The Old Guard 3 could turn this story into a legacy, not just a goodbye. Fans are also asking, how would Angelina Jolie look in this world? In the Old Guard, every immortal carries visual echoes of their past. If Jolie's character is Discord's sister or the creator of immortality, we'd expect centuries of wisdom and scars in her design. Calm, regal energy, gold-trimmed armor pieces, ancient symbol tattoos. Her entrance alone could be breathtaking. Her presence wouldn't just shift Andy's path, it would recalibrate the balance among all immortals. Andy's led for ages, but now she might face someone far older and stronger. That could be a turning point. Instead of leading, she learns to listen. Instead of controlling, she learns to accept. This confrontation could spark the deepest conflict among immortals, yet power versus wisdom. Thematically, the film has massive potential. The Old Guard 3 wouldn't be just about living forever. It could be a meditation on the meaning of death. If Jolie's character truly is the source, then when Andy finds her, the film could evolve into a story about God and humankind. As Andy begins to see immortality as a burden, Jolie's character could show why the power exists and why it might need to end. Which brings us to a possible final scene. Discord's plan fails, but a choice remains. Does immortality continue or end here? A final conversation between Nile, Andy, and Jolie's character could become the trilogy's most powerful moment. Andy says, "This has to end with us," and we watch the power fade. One by one, they become human. The war ends this time with real peace. As the credits roll, the film leaves us with one question. Is it more powerful to live forever or to live fully? Knowing it will end, if The Old Guard 3 walks this line, it won't be remembered as an action movie, it'll be remembered as a journey of emotion and meaning. If Netflix greenlights it, they won't just complete a series, they'll give one of modern cinema's strongest heroines, Andy, an unforgettable farewell. There's no official date yet, but many sources suggest The Old Guard 3 could enter production in 2026. Netflix hasn't officially announced the project, but rumors say it's an early prep. If true, filming could start mid-2026, with a summer 2027 release matching the timeline of the previous films. In other words, the doors to this universe are wide open. As for the cast, Charlize Theron's return feels almost certain. Her Andy has become one of modern cinema's most powerful female figures. Layne's Nile is uniquely central, so expect her to be front and center in Part 3. Thurman's Discord is also likely back. Her plan isn't finished. Add Angelina Jolie to that lineup, and you're looking at a Legends-only ensemble. Back to the Jolie rumor, it isn't backed by a rock-solid source yet, but the sheer volume of chatter makes it hard to dismiss. Sometimes studios allow these leaks to test audience reaction. If it turns out to be true, The Old Guard 3 wouldn't just be a big deal for Netflix, it would be a major moment for action cinema. Jolie and Theron sharing the same universe would make waves. In the end, the potential here is massive. Andy's last battle, Discord's master plan, the origin of immortality, and the introduction of a mysterious figure who might have created it all. If everything falls into place, the third film could reach a peak, emotionally, philosophically, and in pure action. It wouldn't just end a trilogy, it could deliver one of Netflix's most iconic finales. Now it's your turn. Do you think Angelina Jolie is actually joining the series? Would she be Discord's sister or the first being who started it all? And what would Andy sacrifice this time, her team or her own eternity? Drop your theories in the comments, and I'll feature the best ones in the next video. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.